Staub is one of the most popular Dutch oven brands in the world, but are these French-made enameled cast iron pots worth the high price? In this review, I break down the pros and cons of Staub Dutch ovens. I also share my test results that show how they compare to other brands like Creuset and Lodge. Let's get started. One of my favorite features is their flat lid. Since the lid isn't sloped like most Dutch ovens, you can place ice on top without it sliding off. When the hot steam from inside the pot makes contact with the cold surface of the lid, it quickly condenses back into liquid, dripping back into the pot. This design ensures an even more moist environment for your cooking. You can also rest a spoon, spatula, or tongs on the lid without it sliding off. These Dutch ovens come with round steel lid knobs coated in either nickel or brass, but they also make knobs shaped like a cow, rooster, fish, pig, lobster, among other animals. If you plan to use multiple Dutch ovens at the same time, these handles can help you quickly identify what's inside each pot. Staub Dutch ovens have a matte black interior. Unlike lighter finishes, the black doesn't show discoloration or scratches as easily. I've used this Dutch oven for years and you can barely see any staining or scratches. For comparison, every imperfection is clearly visible on this Creuset sand-colored interior. Staub Dutch ovens are thicker and heavier than most. The 5.5 quart Dutch oven has 4mm thick walls and weighs 12.8 pounds. For comparison, the Creuset 5.5 quart Dutch oven has 3.6mm walls and weighs 11.5 pounds. The added thickness and weight allow these pots to retain heat exceptionally well, particularly when you're browning meat or adding ingredients that might cause a change in the temperature. It's also beneficial when frying foods because it keeps the oil at a stable temperature so you get consistent results. To compare Staub's heat retention to other Dutch ovens, I conducted a simple controlled test. I brought 32 ounces of water to a boil, then removed the pot from the heat and let it cool on the counter. After 10 minutes, the water was 136 degrees Fahrenheit. And after 20 minutes, the water was 111 degrees. I repeated this test with Tremontina, Lodge, Creuset, and Great Jones Dutch ovens, and as you can see, Staub retains heat better than all of them. The inside of the lid has tiny bumps designed to capture evaporating liquid and evenly distribute it back into the pot. To find out if this design really works, I conducted another test using a Staub Dutch oven and a Creuset Dutch oven. Creuset's lid is smooth on the bottom without any bumps. I filled both Dutch ovens with 32 ounces of water and brought them to a boil. After letting them bubble for 10 minutes to build up a good amount of steam, I quickly lifted the lids without tilting them and placed them on a paper towel on a sheet pan. I let the lids rest on the paper towels for 20 seconds. When I lifted the lids, the paper towel under the Staub lid was dotted with water droplets, evenly spread out. The paper towel under the Creuset lid had fewer droplets and they weren't evenly distributed. This simple test proved that the small dimples on the Staub lid do in fact work. But does this feature translate to better tasting food? It depends on what you're cooking. For dishes that are enhanced by continuous self-basting, then yes. But for recipes like soups, chilies, or sauces, the even distribution of condensation won't give you a significantly different outcome. Dutch ovens with their heavy lids are known to lock in moisture, so whatever you're cooking stays juicy and tender. To find out how well Staub's lid locks in moisture, I conducted another test. I poured 32 ounces of water into the pot, brought it to a boil, and let it simmer for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I turned the heat off and let the pot rest for an additional 30 minutes with the lid on. When I finally lifted the lid and measured the remaining water, Staub retained almost the full 32 ounces. I ran the same test with Lodge, Tremontina, Creuset, and Great Jones, and Staub outperformed them all. While there's a lot to like about Staub Dutch ovens, they're not perfect. Here are the downsides to consider. First, you'll notice that Staub Dutch oven handles are on the smaller side. There's less than an inch of space between the handle and the pot. For comparison, Creuset Dutch ovens come with handles that have a generous 1.25-inch opening. That extra space can significantly improve your grip, especially when wearing an oven mitt. At 3/4 of an inch in diameter, Staub's knobs are smaller than competitors like Creuset and Made In. Since there's not much to grab onto, it's difficult to pick up the lid and tilt it. Earlier in this review, I mentioned the dark interior as a positive since it hides stains and scratches, but it's also a negative. Compared to lighter interiors, the darker hue makes it trickier to spot fond development or see if your food is sticking or burning. As you can see with these onions, it's much easier to see the browning against a light interior than Staub's dark one. I mentioned its thick walls and heavy construction, which is a good thing when it comes to heat retention, but at 12.8 pounds empty, Staub is heavier than many other alternatives. If you want a lightweight Dutch oven that's easier to maneuver, you might want to consider other brands like Le Creuset. As I showed you earlier in this video, Staub Dutch ovens have some special features and outperform the competition in heat and moisture retention tests. But with all that comes a price. Aside from Le Creuset, Staub is one of the most expensive enameled cast iron brands on the market. In fact, you could buy multiple Lodge or Great Jones Dutch ovens for the cost of one Staub. So should you buy a Staub Dutch oven? Is it worth the high price? In my opinion, yes. As my testing proved, its thick walls and tight-fitting lid retains heat better than the competition, and its self-basting lid distributes moisture back over the pot much more evenly than a domed lid with no bumps. Although they're heavy and the lid knobs and side handles are smaller than other brands, you can still get a secure grip. When you consider the fact that the enamel coating doesn't degrade and these pots can last for decades, spending more for top performance is a smart investment. So if you're looking for a thoughtfully designed, high-performing Dutch oven for soups, stews, braises, and other slow-cooked meals, Staub is one of the best brands. If you're ready to buy, I'll link to websites that sell these Dutch ovens in the description of this video. Those are affiliate links, so I'll earn a commission if you click and buy, but at no extra cost to you. If you're still not sure which Dutch oven to buy, check out this video where I break down the differences between the top brands, including Staub, Le Creuset, Lodge, Cuisinart, Made In, and many more. And don't forget to click the logo to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.